I have done the rates. I've done them as a nice simple 50% rate with 20% expo, 75% rate with 30% expo, and 100 with 40% expo. We'll see how we go from there. It's good enough as a starting point. It looks about sensible on the controls. We're not going to do rate announcements. I'm not bothered about that. Another thing that I've done, just because I ruined the stickers on this, is I've put some stickers on that came with my Radio Master. Just to brighten it up slightly. It's not going to be good for when it's flying, but it's something on there. Instead of just being a basic white wing. C of G check. I'll do that quickly now while you guys are here. I'll keep it plugged in for now. Let me put the battery in where it's going to be, which is basically the only place it can be. So if the C of G is wrong, we're a bit knackered. What I'm going to do, instead of putting it on the list to do, is just do it now. Is put another servo lock on the video transmitter because that was missing. Okay. Having to feed the cables down the side. It's one of these things where if it was my own workshop, I'd have either permanent camera set up or have like a head mount for this. Okay, so I'm going to put my fingers just ahead of the bumps because that's where most people say to balance it. And if anything, it is ever so slightly nurse heavy to bang on. So that's excellent. C of G is done. Final systems check. So that is basically up, down, left, right. Trim needs sorting out on one of the ailerons. It's not quite in line. Stabilized. Stabilized. If I point it down, it puts up elevator in. If I point it up, it puts down. If I raise the left wing, the left aileron comes up. Excellent. Okay, so cross off final systems check. I need some propellers, which fingers crossed are already here. These might do, but I'm not sure because they don't have any thingamabobs in them. So this is the prop 6x4. I need to see if the prop adapter will fit or not. I'm going to say not, looking at it, which is a ball ache. Yeah, okay, so the prop adapter for these are quite small. It's like being with a pregnant woman. Right, right, what I've found is another 6x4 prop with a smaller shaft hole, so fingers crossed. Oh, absolutely perfect. A good old dowel prop. It's white as well, so it'll match the rest of the plane. I'm just going to...
manual mode.
That in its current form is going the wrong way for this propeller, so we should be able to just swap two cables over. facing out the right way. Makes a bloody horrible noise. Are we ready to put the prop on yet? Really? That's what I'm just thinking about at the moment. Might keep it off until we're absolutely done. Flick the safety on again.
Engine disabled.
Control link Loctite. So that is, I was going to need to do the sub trim on this. Let me pop the canopy back on roughly right again. There we are. If we tip this upside down, what I'm looking at doing is I'm wanting to Loctite these, which I'm using on this because the thing's knackered basically. But this is ever so slightly out of line, so I need to adjust that, and then we'll put some Loctite on it all. I'll be back very shortly. Okay, so I have slackened them off a little bit, put a little bit of glue in the thread and screwed them back up again. The next thing that we've got to do is once again a radio thing. So I hereby present you with a radio. What we need to do is we need to actually set the sort of warnings when you turn the radio on. I think I'm going to do fail. So if I have like a list, then I'm writing all this stuff on. So switch alarms. So switch positions here. So actually we want switch C.
Return to launch. Whatever.
To be in the middle. This is for when we plug it on, and switch D manual. Actually, that's fine. And then we want switch G to actually be down, I think. Okay, so if I
heading
I'm
hold
going to set
active.
things in the wrong.
Receiver is still connected.
Thank you for warning me. So now everything is set correctly except switch D. So all it should mode about is switch D now.
Receiver is still connected.
It isn't, I've unplugged it.
Welcome to OpenTX. Switch warning.
Switch D, which
Engine disabled.
disappears when you
Whatever.
put it in the right
Manual
way.
mode.
Excellent, that is good. So I can cross that out. Switch alarms, tape to the bottom. So that's, as it says really, is going to be clear Gorilla Tape to the bottom of the plane just to stop it completely rubbing out all stuff that's there. What? I dropped the screwdriver. What I'm going to do for this, I think, is one piece should be enough down here, and I'm probably going to put a bit on here and a bit on here on both sides. So I'll get that done. I'll be right back with you all. Bloopers. Right, okay, so I've done the tape. The next thing that we have to do is sync the motor so that it knows our endpoint, so it actually starts at the bottom. If I show you how it works at the moment, I'll just wait for it to boot up because it seems to take ages, this flight controller, something I've noticed. Now if I watch the throttle and hear for the sound of the motor. Whoops.
Engines armed.
That's how you do it. So we've got all this movement of everything happening. So what I need to do is unplug, throttle all the way up, plug it in, fingers crossed this is going to work. It might not work because I've got the throttle open. Oh. Have I done that right? It's annoying when it takes long to boot up when you try to do this. What's happening? Oh, my goggles. Oh, piss. My goggles are kind of annoying. Not brilliant. Okay. That's slightly better. Not brilliant. I suppose we could do the brake as well, because I prefer this to have the brake on it personally, so I can, you know, not have it as like a massive air brake. So throttle up again. We're going to wait until the second set of tones.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
Waiting for the controller to boot. Okay, and then we unplug it, plug it back in again. Have to wait for the flight controller to boot again. This is why I maybe should invest in like a test receiver for this. Ah, you see it's burnt now. See, the brake stops it. Which will be good. We can put the propeller on now. Oh, actually, the last thing that we need to sort out is the fail-safe. And that is easy to do, I think. I think, is it in system? Aha, crossfire configure. The Nano RX maybe is in here. Oh, I fucked that up. If you scroll down too quick, it throws a bit of a wobbly. Wait for it to load. Failsafe mode. Failsafe position. Don't actually know how this works. I might have to Google this because I want it to obviously flick into return to launch mode, and then I'll double check that it's also set on the dart as well, because I want to make sure that goes into return to launch with about half throttle, so it'll come back fine and dandy. So I'll be back very shortly. Okay, so thank you again to Painless 360. I've known that he's been around a while and I've watched a couple of his videos, but I recently watched through his whole iNav series, and if I can't get the drift to work properly, I'm going to factory reset the fucking thing and go through Painless 360 tutorial. No offense to Matt Ogborn, he got me and quite a few people into iNav, or at least, well, technically he made me buy it. I wouldn't say I'm into it because at the minute I despise it. But if the drift doesn't work, I will go through Painless 360's video on it and see how it flies. If it flies well, it might save iNav for me, because it's one of these things where over time it'd be nice if I could get everything on one thing. I have ordered, because I realised recently that it exists from some random googling, an FY51. 51, they finally upgraded the 41, and I'm very, very excited about finally getting a hold of an FY41. Making sure I had an FY41 for an out-of-box comparison with the 51. Anyway, this is not that, this is this. So, when you're setting up the failsafe, there's two options. The first thing that you need to do is you need to go into the Nano RX. Wait for it to load. Is it plugged in? It is. And failsafe mode either has failsafe position or cut. If it's cut, it'll basically stop sending, and apologize about the pen all over my fingers, it'll stop sending signals out of the receiver, and that's good for some flight controllers. Or you have failsafe position, which basically sets all of the channels to different positions. How do you tell it what positions to set to? Well, if you press return, go to the actual module, and where is it? Is it on here? Is it really not on here? Oh, set failsafe. So with set failsafe, right at the top, of course, is what you do is on your radio.
Return to launch.
You set it up how you want it set up. So I'm going to have return to launch. I'm going to make sure my safety switch is off. I'm going to have the throttle in the middle, and I'm going to click set failsafe. And you can see it now says set. So what it's done is it's copied whatever my sticks were at and put it onto the receiver. What's probably a good idea to do is once you've got it trimmed, if you're going to do trimming on the radio, is set it again, because otherwise, let's say for example, although being return to launch doesn't really matter, but let's say you have to have a boot full of right aileron on the sub trim, it doesn't have that on the failsafe, so it's always worth setting the failsafe again once you've flown it and made sure you're happy with it. But with that ticked off, we've done the motor sync the best we can, we've done the failsafe. I think the last thing to do is put the prop on, and it is done. It's ready for a test flight of both, of course, the Wing Wing Z84 as well as the hopefully delightful SNLL, which I'm struggling to get a hold of because I kind of want to get this flown so I can go and buy some more. Although, again, thinking about iNav, it's a little bit tricky. So I'm going to put the prop on, but that's going to be it for this plane. I'll give you like a final sort of brief overview of it. Here it is with its squirrel stickers. There are some that said something like "eat my nuts" or something underneath the squirrel. I decided I'd be a little bit more tasteful and not put that on. But yeah, that'll just clip on. It's got the clip in the canopy. Cuts from at the front, hit the 3S battery in. Camera's just sort of taped in because, again, I might swap it for different cameras. It's currently in return to launch. That's what whoops. That scared the crap out of me. This is why you have the safety switch on. I didn't have the prop on. But yeah, I'm going to put the prop on, and then it is all ready to go. And yeah, I am very much looking forward to giving this a go. And it means that we can have something new on the bench, which is always very exciting. But yeah. Thank you for watching. If you like, please click the like button. It has a lot. Remember to subscribe if you're new and want to see more of these shenanigans. And if you have any questions, comments or feedback that is constructive, please feel free to leave that in the comments. And when it is sensible or something that I can directly get back to, I always try and do so. So, I thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.